Hello guys, it is Friday, October 22nd, and welcome to my 17th podcast episode. So, we have a lot to talk about today, and I'm very excited. So, finished objects. Firstly we have my little old custom sweater. I didn't know if I would have this for this episode, but it's getting dropped off tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Sunday. So I do have it for you. I'm not going to unfold it because it took me way too long to get it to fold this neatly. But that was fun. The wool did soften up a lot after I blocked it, so that I'm very excited about that. That's all for that. I just used the Flax by Tin Can Knits pattern and didn't do the garter sleeve because he didn't like how it looked, and yeah, that pattern will be linked down below. And I also used Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted for this one, which is also the one I used for my, you can't see it because it's underneath one of my shirts, but the red one I had a few days ago, that's what I used there. And then my second finished object is one of these bad boys that you have not seen in a very long time. I finally finished this pair of socks. This is using Knit Picks Eco Superwash, which is an alpaca base. It's very soft. I love it a lot. But I finished this because I had another sock plan, and I didn't have any free needles. And this was because I had two socks on the needles, and one of them was a first sock and one of them was a second sock, and so I decided to finish the second sock instead of the first one, so now I'd come out with a pair. So I now officially have 4 pairs of socks, right? Yeah, 4 pairs of socks made by me, which is kind of crazy because I only started knitting like seriously again over the summer, and I've knit 3 sweaters during that time, so it's a little weird to think, but I am very happy. And so that is all of my finished objects. So whips, I've been talking about this one for a long time. This is a sweater, I promise. It's just on the really small needles because there's not enough stitches to go up to the 32 inch. But this is a sweater by pattern that I made, just kind of out of the blue and hoping it works, and it's worked so far. This can get on my head. The cast on is not as stretchy as I would like it, which is the only reason why it's kind of a struggle to get on my head, but it still works. And the yarn I'm using, I've probably talked about this before, but since it's an official whip now, I'm going to talk about it again, is Knit Picks Swish Worsted. You want to focus? In Pinecone Heather. It's very pretty brown, and I like it. So I'm done with all of the ribbing, and I'm working on the raglan increases now. I don't exactly know how many increases I'm supposed to do because I'm waiting until I get to a certain number of stitches for the sleeves, and I know I'm nowhere close, so I know I can go quite a bit and not have to worry about if I have enough stitches, because I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I have 22. I have to get to 40 before. So I get to 40, I do a few rows, just normal, and then I divide for the sleeves, and so I'm gonna be fine. So I can kind of go and not really think about it too much. But yes. The only thing that kind of I don't like about this yarn is I thought this yarn would be a little paler. It's a little bit darker than I thought it would be, but I don't mind that. I do tend to gravitate towards darker colors, so it's not too big of a deal. It is a very green brown, which I don't know if y'all can really see. I know it says on the website that it's a green brown, but it didn't look. Sorry, I'm getting washed out because I was trying to focus on this. But like, it's, for some reason, I, like, even though I knew it would be a greenish brown, my brain just didn't process what that looked like. But I like the color, so it is okay. And then my next thing is a whip and an acquisition. I know I most likely talked about this yesterday. Not yesterday, last week. But, yeah. So, I started a new pair of socks, which is why I finished this pair. I cast this on yesterday. And I have done a few rows of ribbing. And the yarn is Surella yarn, and I think that's in her Coven base, which was from her Salem yarn drop. I love this, even though it's a little bit lighter than I thought it would be. I honestly don't mind. It's a very brownish gray, and I'm like okay with that. I got Coven. I was between this one and then like the greenish one. But then I remember that Coven is an American Horror Story season name. I'm like, well, now I have to. Because, like, I love American Horror Story. I'm almost done with the 10th season. I started the episode yesterday when it came out on Hulu, but I had a wedding to go to, so I couldn't finish it. But, yeah, so I actually cast these on yesterday, and I don't know what the name of the cast on I used. It's like the knit one, purl one cast on or something like that. And I just found a video on YouTube. I googled, what is the best cast on for a knit one, purl one rib? And for some reason, I think I messed it up. Because I have to start each round with a purl instead of a knit. And I usually start them with a knit. Because the way the stitches lined up, it just looked better with a knit. With a purl, because it would have looked like I messed up otherwise. Which I don't mind, because ultimately it's gonna look the same. It's just a little bit of extra thought that I have to put into it. It's just not something I like to do. But it's cute. And I actually really like this edge a lot. I like it a lot more than this. This edge is like flatter, but it's not as stretchy. Whereas this edge is a little bit rougher, which for some reason I really like. And I can't really like properly stretch it because there's not a lot of rows done. And it's a lot stretchier. And so I will be using this cast on for this pair of socks, and then probably any socks I make from now on. But oh god, this yarn was a pain in the butt to wind. And so like I want to get a Swift, like, and I don't even know how this happens. Like, how did that happen? I don't know. So this was a pain in the butt to wind, and then I had to rewind it. Also a pain in the butt. And I just don't want to have to do it a third time. And so I definitely want to get a Swift, and I don't think I'll be making any more socks until I do. But my birthday's in like 3 weeks. So I think I can wait until then, because I have this pair of socks. What I'll end up doing is I'll probably end up rewinding this for a third time after I finish this sock. So I have this sock, and then I have this, and I have a vacation starting October 6th through the 15th, 16th, 17th, I don't know. I think it's the 15th. Let me look at my calendar. Through the 15th. And I don't know if I'll be bringing the sweater, these socks, or I don't know. But and my quarter is over in school, and I got all A's. It was a struggle, but I did it. Which means I can allow myself to buy more yarn. And I'm probably not going to for a little bit. Knit Picks is having a sale right now, but like none of the colors I really want are on sale. So I'll probably wait a little bit, which I don't really mind. Sorry. but I'm going to end up probably buying another sweater quantity of yarn. I haven't quite decided on what color. I'm thinking like a yellow, like a mustard yellow next. But I want to use most of this yarn first. Just because I keep my sweater yarn in a shoebox because it's easy and I can see how many balls I have left. And it's just better than keeping them like in a bag for me. And so, and when I have like 3 or 4 balls left, I'll probably buy new yarn. I do plan to do a lot of knitting today and throughout the weekend. And here, I'm gonna try to show you the Knit Picks website sale, because, whoa, that could have been bad. The charger was messed up. But, like, I don't know if y'all can see it because of the glare. Like, it's so cute, the little Halloween. And now, yellow yarn is on sale, but, like, I don't know if a yellow I want is on sale, because, like, I want a very specific yellow. I mean, let's, ooh, that's not what I want to do. Let's take a lookie. I want to say look-see, so I don't know why that happened. I'm like, yeah. No, neither of the yellows I want in Switch Worsted are on sale from what I can see so far, but, you know, not too sure. Which is okay. I would much rather pay full price later than full price now, so I have like a less overwhelming amount of yarn. Sorry if you heard that. That was my dog. I don't know if he was getting onto, off of. I don't know what he was doing. But, so I have a less, so I have a less overwhelming amount of yarn. I want it, it's actually in low stock right now, but the honey is what I want. And I need 7 balls of that. But it is, as I said before, currently in low stock, and it's not on sale. And so I'm not too, like, I don't say motivated, but it's not like, oh my god, I need to get this right now. Because I don't really care. Although some of these won't be available till after my birthday that are currently out of stock. So, yikes. But, oh well, I can wait. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm probably going to get yarn for my birthday, so I might want to do something that isn't necessarily on the list of ones I want. I don't know. Plus, for my mom, for Christmas, I'm being a very good daughter. I'm going to make her something. Last year, I made her a little s'more amigurumi because her favorite Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor is Gimme S'mores. So I made her a little s'more because, you know, why not? But, sorry, I'm going to make her my first ever petite knit pattern, which I'm proud of myself for saying. I haven't bought the pattern yet, even though I probably should. It's going to be the penny gloves. They're fingerless gloves, which is something my mom uses all the time because she works on a dock. And one, her building can get really cold, and she still does need her fingers for her job because she does a lot of typing. And then when she's on the dock, she has to fumble around with small pieces and cut open boxes and do stuff like that. So having all of her fingers available instead of one giant finger and then this is good. And she also goes on her phone all the time. And if her gloves, like the phone doesn't pick up her gloves as a finger, she gets frustrated. And so she has decided fingerless gloves are for her. I actually don't even know how much this pattern is because it's in whatever people in Denmark pay in. So I think she's based in Denmark. What's today? Oh, it's like $4-ish. I don't know. Why are there commas? I am confused. Okay, give me a second. Because, like, some places use commas instead of... Yeah, it's $4.69. Because the comma is, I think, yeah, because of the amount of zeros, the commas is what we use as, like, a dot. But, so I'll probably buy that within the next few days. And I don't know what yarn I'll use. I'll probably, depending on, like, what size yarn, I will see. If I have to order yarn, I will, because it's my mom, and I love her, I guess. But I would much rather not. There is this one yarn I have that might work. I don't know. And so, sorry for, like, the lighting cutting off. I did have really good lighting, but clouds. But I'm not really too sure if I'm going to do any other gift knitting this year, just because it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure on me, like self-imposed pressure on me to, like, get everything done. The only thing I know for sure that I'm doing is I'm making my uncle a Browns hat, which, if you guys saw my podcast a few weeks ago, I think it was about 3 episodes ago. So it was my 14th episode. The little baby Browns hats, I'm just making a bigger one for him because my family are football fanatics. And so I am the black sheep because I could not care less about football. But, oh well, what are we gonna do? And so that's really all of my, like, gift knitting and crocheting plans. I'll probably end up making something for my little cousins just because they're tiny and it's not that hard. But if you guys have any cute, like, ideas for something to do, please leave them in the comments. I need ideas. I have no clue what to get any of my family for Christmas. And I know it's not even November, but, like, I really need to start thinking about this so I don't do what I do literally every year, which is always last minute gift buy, because I don't know my family. I'm supposed to increase. Nice. Maybe if I can get my thing back on. But, oh well. I don't quite know if I have anything else to say. This episode went by a little bit faster than I thought. I think I'm just talking pretty fast because I feel rushed because I have about 6 hours to get all of this up and running, which I know sounds like a lot of time, but it takes forever for me to upload this to my Google Drive, and then the downloading to my computer doesn't take that long, and then uploading it to YouTube, and then having YouTube run all of its checks, and everything takes so long. And so I'm hoping to have this done before I leave. If it's not up, I'll take my computer and upload it at my grandma's house, but hopefully I won't have to do that. So that, I'm pretty sure, is everything. Let me really quickly look at this calendar to see if I might have to change my schedule for a bit. No, so my schedule for uploading podcasts should stay the same because I go on vacation from the 6th to the 15th, and the podcast closest will be the 5th, and so I wouldn't have anything. I would have had to do the 12th. Lucky me. And so that's good, thank God, because finding a quiet place during the day at Disney doesn't exist, and we have a very planned day every single day at Disney, except for my birthday, which is the 11th, which is a Thursday, which is always like our little rest day. But that's all for now. Woo. Yeah, so that should be fine. I don't know why this isn't loading, but sorry. I think that is going to be just about all for this episode. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post, I don't want to say a lot more on there, but I do tend to post more frequently on there. Even though most of it's not on feed posts, a lot of it is story posts. I do like to keep y'all updated. Speaking of which, I actually have something else to say to y'all. I know a lot of you guys probably know Westnet's shawlography this year. Well, make along, mystery knit along, which is shawlography this year. I have been watching the clues every single Friday, even though I am not knitting it at all. Like, I'm not a shawl person. I can't afford to knit that shawl. And I also don't like not knowing what I'm making. Like not knowing what it'll look like. And so I've just been watching every single Friday when his new clue drops, and I absolutely love it. I love like watching him because the way he explains things are super clear, and he also like makes it fun, not just like robotic. Here's row 1, here's row 2, yada 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 yada. And I also love watching everybody on Instagram's progress on it, and like I think it's so cool. And I applaud those who do it because, oh my god, I would still be working on like clue 1 when all of the clues are released, just because I don't have a lot of time in it, and that seems like a lot of stitches. But I absolutely adore him. It's great. I will have a link to his YouTube in the description if you guys also want to join in and watch all of the clues if you aren't making it. And you know what, even if you are making it, just like it's so much, it looks so cool, and I wish I would have been able to like wearing shawls and not feel like it would just be a waste, because I do like to knit things that I find practical, and I just don't find a shawl practical for me. And two, I also, like, if I would have been okay with not knowing what it looks like, that would have been way better. But, you know, I can't complain too much. It's giving me a lot of good entertainment, and I'm glad to see all of the people I follow on Instagram having fun and, like, checking their progress. And my Instagram Explore page is full of, like, different people's, mainly Clue 1. There's a few Clue 2s I've seen that have been posted, but, like, looking at all of these people's different color palettes, and even people have very similar color palettes, like, what they use for, like, colors A, B, C, D. I think there's also E. Yeah. Like, their shawls can turn out so completely differently, even though, like, it's the same, more or less, colors. It's absolutely beautiful. And that is my little tangent on shawlography. I also know Rhinebeck was this past weekend, and I'm so sad I couldn't go because it's like an 8-hour drive, and there was like nowhere to fly into by it, and so my mom couldn't afford to take off work for it, and so maybe next year I'll go, but who knows. I was a little sad, but I also have no money, so I wouldn't have been able to buy anything. But I'm going to buy myself some yarn because I did good in school. And I'll probably be getting yarn for my birthday because that is the majority of what's on my wish list. And so I will also, right after I get everything I get for my birthday, because I don't know if we're going to do that before or after, because we obviously can't do all of it during, since I'll be in Florida. I will probably end up, depending on how much I get, if I get a lot of knitting related stuff, I might do like a little bonus video of like what I got for my birthday, and if I don't, I'll just kind of include it into the next podcast. But one thing I absolutely want, and I will be so upset if I don't get, is a yarn swift, because I have to wind these like using my knees. So I like place the hank on my knees, and then I go around, and then I wind, and then I go around a little bit, and then I wind. And so it's very, very time consuming, very annoying, and there is always inevitably like 500 knots. Like no matter what I do, it's just not fun. And a yarn swift would make my life so much easier. But if I don't go on for my birthday, I'll buy one, even though they're kind of expensive, which is why I want it for my birthday. But I think that's about all. I will, as always, link all of the patterns that I can, because I obviously can't link this one because it's mine. But I'll link the flax, the crazy sock, ladies vanilla sock pattern, both down below, as well as Surella's website. I don't know if she has any yarn for sale. And I will link knit pics and both of the types of yarn I used and the colors. And my Instagram and Etsy are always down below. Feel free to follow my Instagram and like my Etsy. Please also like and comment and subscribe. I honestly get so happy when I see people are watching my videos. And like when people subscribe, it's the best feeling in the world. Or like a comment. Ooh, if I get a comment, I like scream happily. And it makes me feel so like nice that people are actually enjoying my content. But I'm very, very excited to see what I have for y'all on my next podcast episode, because I don't know if that sock's gonna be done. It probably will be. And I also don't know where I'm gonna be at with this sweater. I'm hoping I'll be quite a bit more done than just this little thing. Hopefully I'll be working on the sleeves, because the way I knit is I do the yoke, I separate for the body and sleeves, and then I use up most of the rest of the ball of yarn that was connected on the body, just to make it easier. And then I knit both sleeves, so I don't have to worry about if I'm going to have enough yarn for the sleeves and to try and prevent sleeve island. And then I go back and knit all over the rest of my yarn with the body. Although I do some calculations to figure out like how much yarn I need before I start the ribbing, so I have enough yarn for the ribbing. But that's not that bad. And so yeah, I got the same amount I did in the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted for my sweater, but I think this is a little bit thicker, which I don't really mind. So I might be able to get a little bit more length, and I'm a lot more comfortable with my like math regarding like how much yarn I have, and I went like a half an inch shorter than my calculations said I could, and I had like a pretty decent amount left. I don't think I went half an inch shorter. I think I went like 2 or 3 rows shorter, which is, I want to say like a quarter of an inch. And so my like final measure wasn't a nice even inch. It was like something in 3/4 just because I got nervous. But what I'll probably do is knit to the nearest half inch, like whether that be a full inch or half inch, and then just do the ribbing and be okay with it. Oh, there we go. But that's my plan for now, I guess. I will try to update my Etsy more frequently. Not my Etsy, my Instagram more frequently, and try to talk to y'all more. But I will see you guys not next week, the week after, for my next podcast episode with hopefully a lot more progress done. Bye.